going on, everybody? Alright, you can grab this link. General announcement. Pokemon trainers and fans.
The Rankins.
Other servers. What's up, Orange? I'm here with, so that everybody knows, I'm St. Louis Gallows, aka Aiden, and I'm here with a new guest to the Power Rankings, the Tokyo Teddy Ursos, aka Kuma. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
All right, now I'm just gonna wait for people to get in here a little bit. Wait till we get some viewers, and then we'll get the show on the road.
I guess I'll talk for a little bit, just to.
I say,
I'm
yeah, might as well.
I'm also here, everybody, but not here. Imagine I'm not here.
Yo, play the go on wherever you're playing music from and go to the play the Pokemon Battle Revolution official soundtrack.
Okay.
That has some fire music. What's going on, Ben? What's going on, people? I feel like Pokemon Battle Revolution is one of the least talked about, but like one of the best spin-off games in the series. Game was
This was
so
on the
good.
Wii.
Okay, there were good games on the Wii.
I didn't say there weren't any good games on the Wii.
Like
Point one.
Wii Sports,
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. I don't know. That's all I played.
I played my GameCube game, so I played XD Gila Darkness and Coliseum.
Dude, I wish I played those games. Those
And
are like staples. Those are classics.
Microsoft emulator smile.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They're trying to kill emulations. You hear?
Yeah, Yuzu's getting taken down. Did you hear?
Citra got taken down too as a byproduct.
No, Yuzu's.
No.
The Yuzu people are paying 2.4 milli, so that's so sad.
All right, Orange. Wii Sports Report. Nah. You out. That was not nearly as good as just regular Wii Sports.
I don't think I ever touched Resort, respectfully. I should have, but I didn't.
I've touched
As you
Resort
shouldn't
once.
have. It was not nearly as good.
Resort had sword fighting though.
Okay.
That's
That was like the
peak.
one good thing.
That's peak.
No.
That's all you need, really.
Nope.
Bowling
That's-
and baseball.
Bowling, baseball, boxing was good.
My bocce never
Um,
worked. Sad. We'll start in 2 minutes, Aiden, okay? Start in 2 minutes.
yeah, I got you.
That's way better this way. Basketball. Yeah.
I'm gonna trust Aiden with you when he has the most incorrect Wii Sports opinion.
What's another good Wii game? I'm not a big Zelda guy, but you know, Zelda.
Oh yeah.
What about Zelda?
I'm just a Zelda hater, man. When I was younger,
They should have
younger,
started.
I got Ocarina of Time, and then I played it for 2 weeks and I couldn't do it. And then I was on my way to return to GameStop. We turned into GameStop, and I was like, "Mom, I figured it out how to beat it." And she was like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yeah, you're right." And then I returned it after I just figured out how to beat it. So that's my experience with Zelda. I never played Twilight Princess or any of the games.
Honestly, they should have started like Pokemon console ports back on like the Wii or the Wii U. Not just like, you know, Battle Revolution or the like Mortal Kombat style that they released on the Wii U. I don't even remember what it's called.
Oh, Pokken Tournament?
Yeah, Pokken.
Pokken, you want to talk about Pokken? Pokken's my shit. That's my shit.
I think that was in your bio at one point about Pokken Tournament.
Pokken Tournament 2, yes. I
own
needed.
DX.
I own both.
I did own both, and then I got rid of my Wii U.
Actually, I've bought Pokken 3 times.
Oh my god.
Why?
For what console?
Well, the first one was Wii U, and I don't have that anymore. The second one was a Switch copy that I don't have anymore, so I had to rebuy it.
Nice. All right, it is it is 10:10, 11:10 on the East Coast, 9:10 Mountain Standard Time, whatever people are in Mountain Standard weird time zone, whatever. And then PST is 8:10. Let's get this show on the road, baby. Without further ado, starting off.
I'm so sorry.
With the Kalos Power Rankings. First up, we both agreed with Ottawa and Memphis being 14 and 13. Kuma, since you're new here, I'll let you start off with why you think these guys are down here at the bottom.
I mean, Ottawa's last place in standings, which kind of speaks for itself, in all honesty. I don't think he's done anything special in prep. I think his roster is probably one of the weakest ones in the league. And like he just kind of gets outplayed every week, it seems. All of his losses are pretty like dominant on the winning side, and his only win versus Detroit is relatively close. It was only 1-0.
Yeah. What about Memphis for you?
I mean, I feel like Memphis is like the same thing. He's kind of failing. I feel like mostly his problems are in prep for the most part, and then sometimes he makes like some bad plays that are like just really questionable.
Yeah.
And that just kind of sets him back, since he's like second to last in standings as well.
Yeah, I do agree that Ottawa has probably the weakest roster out of everyone in Kalos, and it doesn't help that he isn't doing anything special in prep, because when you have one of the weaker rosters, you really need to put it all together in prep, pull out some crazy things, do stuff that people don't expect, make it to where you're unpredictable and you can do things that people wouldn't expect you to do in games, which can lead to wins. And in his game this week against who did he play this week? We just did a watch through and I'm already blanking. Played Kaborka. He saw the floor just sweep last week, probably, if he was watching the replays, and didn't do anything to really prevent that this week. Came for a weather war, and no weather war was to be had. So, and then Memphis, I also agree in that front. I think it's not as much prep as what Ottawa's is, but it's a lot. It's definitely more play, I feel like.
Aiden, hello? Aiden?
I think he died.
Did he die?
Oh, I think maybe his internet cut.
There is a Midwest storm going on right now. For a second, I thought I died. Because
Hello, I'm here to fill in for Aiden
until he comes
momentarily.
back, I love this.
I have been called in, and I will now explain what the fuck is going on.
Hello.
Anyway, that's number 13 and 14. And look at that, number 12, Mr. No Internet himself, Aiden. He's down quite a bit here at number 12. I'm not really sure I can justify Aiden's placement. I think he should be lower. But this being said, just hasn't been clicking for him. Dio speed just isn't Dio speeding, and it doesn't matter how he supports it, he just can't get it in safely. How about you? Kuma?
Yeah, I put him at 11 just to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, because like I've interacted with him and he's told me he's not that comfortable with his draft, so hopefully he can like turn it around with his new draft that he's like built up slowly. But yeah, he has not been doing very well in his matches.
It's been kind of rough. I'm not really sure I agree with some of the free agents he's made, but again, it's all about comfort. If he's comfortable with building with it, he should be comfortable winning with it. He just needs to put 2 and 2 together, and I'm sure he'll find himself back in the mid of the standings. This is very unlike him. Ooh. Oh, that's my cue.
Hello.
Hello.
Storm that is currently going on happened and knocked my internet out for a second. So we're back.
Orange came in. Orange got to flame you, and then like
He actually, that's fucking hilarious.
he just came in. He's like, "Oh, look at who's at number 12, Mr. Missing Internet himself."
Right, love to see it. Anyway, yeah, I've dropped a lot. My recent play has been anything except for good. Luck has also been down, and I've just fumbled the bag a lot. A little bit in prep, a little bit in play, a little bit in self-esteem, a little bit in praying to the gods. Yeah, it's just not a good look from someone who was praised so highly early on, from the people who did power rankings. But yeah, what do you have to say about my team and play and performance?
Well, I said it to Orange, but I do think I gave you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you're too low. Orange did say that you deserve to be lower, but I think I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because you've told me that you're not very comfortable with your draft, and it's just not your playstyle. And hopefully now you've got more comfort picks that you can turn it around a little, because I know that you have the capacity to be a good player. It's just sometimes you get caught up by one thing and you just get really flustered and just the game spirals out of your control.
That definitely does happen. Now to the Boston Bonnets. Raven. Play has been up the past few weeks. Definitely had some good prep, some good play. Few things that have been a little scary this week versus Day. There was a time when everything could have gone south with a copycat sticky web from a Clefable that would have turned Raven's game upside down, but instead Day got paralyzed, caused him to unfortunately lose from there, as it didn't really have much counterplay to being slower than everything. But overall, Raven has been on the come up. Definitely been playing better. Prep has been good, and so I think that while they're still not showing much or more promise than the people who are ahead of them, they are still showing good play, good prep, and could potentially be rising next week as well.
I definitely agree. Boston's definitely been playing better these last 2 weeks. He got a win versus Day, which was very big for him considering how far up that we have Day on these rankings. And they also won their week 4, I believe. So they're definitely playing a lot better than they were in the first 3 weeks, which has caused them to rise a little bit, but not much higher than the people who are ranked above them, considering they are still lower on the standings overall.
Oh, for sure. All right, moving on to 10 and 9. We got Norwalk and we got Toronto. Swapped places. I personally think that Toronto. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Toronto.
Go ahead.
So I think Toronto, even though he did win versus Tottenham this past week,
Don't do it to him.
his prep has not been the greatest, and I think he makes some very interesting decisions overall with his draft. I'm not sure what he does in his prep, or if he mocks, or who he mocks with. I'm not sure what he sees, but to me it just looks very strange when he brings mons that I feel like he just really shouldn't bring to a game, specifically like Gliscor versus Chienpao, but we don't talk about that. But I think his play has been relatively good, considering he did just beat the reigning champ. So I have to give him a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah, Toronto has made prep decisions, just like many other people have, but I feel like more often than not, and unfortunately, while their prep decisions have been bad, their play, because of that, has sacrificed. Their play has been decent, it's been good for what they brought, but because of what they brought, it has seemed a little lackluster into the matchups that he's had. So the prep decision are holding him back. I think he is a better player, has some better prep decisions than Norwalk, while they are still definitely questionable. I have him above Norwalk because of the fact that their play has been better. And speaking of Norwalk, they have also made prep decisions.
For sure.
And their play just hasn't backed it up nearly as much as Toronto's has, and unfortunately that has caused them to suffer and take some losses recently. However, they did win against B in week 5. That was a good showing with Kirim freeze drying and killing Ogrepon on the first turn. While there is some story as to why that happened across from Norwalk, decisions were made from B. But at the end of the day, it was Scarf Kirim. B didn't know it was Scarf, didn't expect Scarf, and so could be a good preposition from Norwalk. I personally haven't talked to either of them about it, so I don't know whether it looked good, whether it didn't. I didn't really pay attention that much, but yeah, has kind of been up on the rise a little bit, considering they've been playing a little bit better, picked up a few wins.
Yeah, I agree. Norwalk, I put Norwalk above Toronto just because I think, in my opinion, a B win is more important to Norwalk than Toronto's win is to Tottenham. So that's why Norwalk is a little bit ahead of Toronto, but it's really not that close. Or it's close. Like, in their skill level is very close. But yeah, Norwalk's been playing a pretty average. Their prep is okay. They're middle of the pack.
Alright, moving on to number 8, number 7, middle of the pack. We both agree that it is Detroit and Caborca. Start us off.
I have to say, Detroit has definitely been a surprise. Because when I first saw this team, I did not think it was very good at all. But how Detroit has been piloting it has proven to be very good, and they're very good at piloting said team with the Smeargle basically coming like every single week and setting up hazards, being annoying, doing Smeargle things, and they've picked up a lot of wins. I think they're currently 3-2.
That sounds about right, yeah.
So I can't really put them any lower than the people that are lower than Detroit, but I cannot put them above Caborca, who has been demonizing everyone with their Forges.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started.
Starting in, I think, week 3, he's been demonizing everyone with this Forges and Calm Mind, and not many people have been able to stop him so far.
Yeah, Bumble coming out of was like bottom like 1 or 2 for the first few weeks and has skyrocketed up to the middle of the pack. The way that he runs the team that everyone deemed as just not that great at first is very, very surprising. I have mocked with it a few times, and I can now firmly say that I see the vision. It is a somewhat demon team to play with, prep against, for sure, and it can do some crazy things with the right person behind the wheel. And then Kaborka. Oh, Kaborka. He has made so many changes, done so many things, and the fact that he's able to weaponize a fairy flower, into a nuclear war machine that wipes teams. I don't get it. Either he's the mastermind behind everything, or people just don't suspect the flower.
In some games, I really do feel like people just aren't respecting the Florges, which is a very big mistake. As he recently got a 5-0 win versus Ottawa with it.
They see it and they think, oh, it's a wall. They don't see it and think, hey, that's going to sweep my entire team. I'm going to make sure I have something for this. And I know I personally fell victim to it. I think I got 5-0'd or 6-0'd. I think 6-0'd. Because I came prepared for X-Girl T-Tar weather. And this guy pulled up with neither. And I got swept by a Florges. He has been really fun to watch, though, seeing this Florges nuclear weaponize and do things that no one expected it to. It's been really fun. So definitely fun one to watch out for in coming weeks. On to number 6 and number 5, the Tottenham Hoot Hoots and the Indianapolis Instant Aurors. Tottenham, as I've prepped with him recently a decent bit, has some great ideas, has good play, but when it comes down to starting the game and choosing the team that he wants to bring, I don't know why he makes the changes he does. Most recently, he faced Toronto, and he originally had brought Specs Dragapult that clicked Draco and picked up kills all over the field. And instead, he benched it for a Snorlax into a Fortress and a Knuckle stack with not Belly Drum, but Curse, which can't really punish Iron defenses from either, and both just kind of sit on it and whittle it down slowly. And so why he makes these changes, I'm not sure. I don't know what he sees in mocks outside of what me and him do. I'm not sure what exactly other people are telling him to run, advising him to do. But overall, I think it has prevented him from doing some of the things that we know he's capable of doing. After all, he is the returning champ. And so far, his play with the teams he's had has supported it, but his prep decisions have not. And it's been really disappointing to see that, because I know that he can do better, it's just some decisions are definitely questionable.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Tottenham, obviously you have to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. He's the returning champ. He can obviously play very well. His team and prep is both not really supporting this. He's drafted a really awkward team. I don't think it's too high in terms of like team power rankings. It's definitely like on the weaker side of Kalos rosters now that we've played a couple weeks and seen how everything works. And his prep decisions are just very, very questionable. Even going all the way back to week 1, they've just not been it.
Yeah, and then Day's been on the come up. Had a crazy team going into it, crazy stall team, and has played it pretty well. They unfortunately took a loss against Boston Raven this week. However, they showed some crazy prep. Copycat Clefable to get webs up on the other side. Talk about, like, heck right there. That's insane. And having beat a couple other stronger opponents, has been really high on Day, and can't wait to see what else they do with their prep and their matchups down the line the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. I think Day has used his team very well. He has two very big offensive threats that you have to respect in King Gambit and Ogre upon Hearthflame, and the rest of his team are just really hard walls to break through in general with most people's drafts. And if he can execute it well, he can either just sweep you with King Gambit after you kill all of his walls somehow, or he just stalls you out and wins that way. However, I can't really say that he is better than the 4 others that are above him.
And with that, let's go to 2 of them that are above him. Grossmorn and Philadelphia. Starts off with B.
I think B, though they have been faltering a little bit, they did recently fight the arguably top 1 person in the league in Glamorgan, and I feel like it was a relatively close win for Glamorgan, and I think B has the capacity to genuinely take this league. Their roster is really, really, really good. Gouging Fire is absolutely insane, and B seems to be a very competent player. I just think they sometimes make some misplays because they just have the wrong read on sets or on the game situation. I think they're ultimately a good player with a very good roster. I just think they're missing out a little in the in-game. Their prep's been fine.
Yeah, their prep has been good. Their decision in games at sometimes has been lacking, whether that's because Shodex is a liar and tells you that Play Rough from an Ogre Pawn Wellspring kills a Curum, and so you decide to stay in and get one shot by a freeze dry, or whether it be bringing a Hisui Zoroa into the best team in the league. I'm not saying it was bad prep position by any means. It was definitely cool. Comeuppance was an amazing play to kill Great Tusk. Freaking awesome. But there was also a Golden Go that could have came and done work. But either way, B has had great prep, has had really good play with the roster that they have. Definitely could go super far. Just had kind of some unlucky turn of events in some games and unlucky matchups in some cases to where they are number 4. Now then, Philadelphia, they have had at the beginning of the season they didn't have great prep. It almost seemed like they overcooked, like we talked about in previous power rankings. But this week they had, I wouldn't say any of their prep was like super special or super outstanding, but their play has increased tremendously, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to overcook anything in prep. They have done wonders since the start of the season. I think winning their last 4 after losing their first one, or something along those lines.
Last three.
Last 3, okay.
Yeah, Philadelphia has definitely been a surprise compared to the earlier weeks where he was ranked middle of the pack. His play has grown exponentially over the season. Like he's even gotten a 6-0 versus Raven, I think, with a sub nasty plot Thunderous. His prep, he's not overcooking. He's just bringing really solid sets with really solid spreads and everything. He's just been playing very solidly ever since week 3 or so.
Yeah. All right. Now, on to number 1, and number 2, Glamorgan and Kuma. Starting with
That's
Glamorgan.
me.
Go ahead and you talk about Glamorgan first.
This is our week 6 matchup. Game of the week likely. Glamorgan has a very, very scary team. He's a very scary player. He can prep very well. He does mocks religiously. He is a very, very scary player. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to operate his team very well. His team only got scarier this week since he got a Tornadus Therian. Thanks, Day. But yeah, I think Glamorgan well deserves number 2, and this week 6 will definitely decide what top 2 is precisely. So this will be a very interesting week.
All right. Yeah, Glamorgan, arguably the best player in Kalos right now. Arguably tied with Tokyo. Unfortunately, does have a loss on his record because of a tie between him and Daya's scheduling. Couldn't come to a forefront in no match could get scheduled. But definitely has one of the strongest rosters, strongest play, strongest prep. Has shown it week in, week out. Despite the loss, has the second highest differential I think in the league. And just overall showing why they were in the championship last season. And now to Tokyo. What else can I say about the number 1 team in the league? Undefeated, highest differential, a cat that comes in, clicks buttons, kill things.
I love the cat.
Nothing else really does it as good as Chen Pao. But the prep has been really, really good. Play has been even better. Being able to come back from even unfavorable matchups and unfavorable situations to come in and beat teams like he has is crazy. Is really insane. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Number 1 in Kalos?
I really can't say much. Like I would try to be self-demoralizing. Oh, I'm not that much better than Morgan. Blah, blah, blah. I can't really defend myself. I'm undefeated. Like I can't really say much other than Chienpao, and I have very good prep partners. I thank them all the time for my victories, I should say.
Right, and with that, Kalos is done with. We're moving on to the Univa Power rankings. A little joke that I think Mug, the Sunnyside Suicunes put in 1 week. There y'all go. Have a few little laughs, a few corny laughs, dad jokes. Now, starting off at the bottom of Univa, Search to say he's one of my friends IRL. But Charleston Chestnuts at number 14. How about you start us off with why he's down here?
I mean, the season has not gone well for Charleston. He was already number 13. He's last in the standings, I believe. Yes, because Sin City is now above him after getting a win versus our number 13 spot. Charleston suffered a loss to Mug in this week 5, so that has placed him at the last spot, down from number 13. He has a good draft, I feel, and I feel like he can prep very well. I think he might just be suffering in-game a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's down on his luck. There have been times where he's gotten hacks out of a win. He's hacked other people out of a win. I think his prep is good. His gameplay's been decent. I do think there have been times where he's thrown a potential victory, especially this last week against Mug. It seemed like he had it up in wraps, and just kind of threw it away. Especially with Reverb on the Sand Slash. I get what he was doing. I just don't think it was the best play in that scenario. But nevertheless, unfortunately, with just how the record is and how the play has been, I can't put him much higher than number 14. And then
13, Worcester. I've been told that they're a very good player. However, I can't really excuse them for losing to the previous bottom place team in Sin City, and they got cooked pretty hard. I cannot lie.
Yeah. It was honestly a little bit sad.
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely aware if this is like uncharacteristic or like if this is just normal or not. I don't watch too much Unova, but I can't really excuse them losing to the bottom place team.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't excuse it, especially when the prep has been pretty decent against higher level opponents. You go in against one of the lowest teams in the league, and you get mollywopped. It was not pretty. It sucks to put them down this far, because I do think that they have a lot of upside. They can play good. They can prep good. After all, returning Unova champ. But it just, they haven't really backed it up so far this season at their 13 ranking. And so moving on to 12 and 11, Sin City and differing number 11s, Pittsburgh and Virginia. Sin City has been up on their luck recently, played pretty well, prepped a lot better than what they had at the start of the season. Beat two tough opponents in Mary and Whoopers this week I should say. And yeah, they've just been playing better, prepping a lot better. What are your thoughts on Sin City?
I mean, yeah, basically the same thing you said. They have lost to not weaker opponents, but generally they were pretty down on their luck early in the season, and then they beat Mary, and it's like, what? Mary's like top 5 in the league. And it was very surprising, so obviously that pushes them up a little bit. And then they beat Whoopers this week, and it's just, okay, maybe this guy's a little bit better, so I'm giving him benefit of the doubt, putting him at 12. Just because he's seeming to prove himself a little bit more, even if he did lose to Valiance pretty handily.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna let you start off with Virginia. Why do you have Virginia at 11?
I am I'm not very sure as to what Virginia is like, considering they haven't played their week 5. In week 4, they lost really badly to Pittsburgh. They lost to Pittsburgh 5-0, which I don't know. That's not really. I can't really say it's a terrible loss. Like, they're both middle of the pack, I feel, in play and prep. They did beat Mug early in the season in week 2 or 3. So I think they have the capacity to be a good player. I know they've won a league before, but I'm just not entirely sure. It was very hard to rank them considering they haven't played this week yet.
Yeah, and I have Pittsburgh down here at number 11. Their play against Kingston and their prep against Kingston, I feel was a little bit lacking. There were some things that looked really cool. I think that kind of got overshadowed by Glacier and how much that just kind of ran him through the ringer. And overall, their play and prep hasn't been the most flashy, the most successful this season. And I think that Fixed has shown some crazier things, some more shiny things in his prep and his play. Maybe even gotten a little bit luckier than others. And so that's why I have Pittsburgh here at 11 and not Virginia. Moving on to 10 and 9. I have Kingston and Fix, and you have Pittsburgh and Kingston. How about you start stuff with what do you think about Pittsburgh?
I think Pittsburgh is pretty. He's same as Fix. He's pretty middle of the pack. I don't think he's done anything special. Looking at his record, he has a win versus Fix. He lost pretty handily to Mug. Lost a close game to Worcester, and won versus Vancouver, and obviously lost to Kingston 6-0 this week. So I can't really say anything positive or negative. He just seems pretty average player.
Yeah, and I have Kingston here. Their prep at the start of the season, throughout mainly until this week, and their play has just not been great. I feel like one or two mons were left off the builder that could have been really, really good into their opponent, and done a lot of really good things, but instead it was left off, and they ended up losing or not getting as big of a victory as what I think they potentially could have. But considering their play has gotten better throughout the season, they've started picking up a few wins, getting confidence under their belt with their roster. It's definitely been a lot better for Kingston in the recent sledding. What are your thoughts on Kingston at 9?
I think Kingston seems to know what he's talking about. He has a very good draft, in my opinion. He knows what he's talking about. He has very good prep, and his play has obviously very much increased, considering he got a 6-0 victory, obviously, versus Pittsburgh. So I genuinely think that he should be on the come up in these coming weeks. I have the opinion that he probably makes playoffs if he plays well, if he plays at the same level that he has been in week 5.
Yeah, and then Virginia at number 9 for me. Again, like I said, I feel like they've shown some shiny things in prep, shown some shiny things in their play. They might be a little down on the luck with a couple of their losses, but I think they have shown a little bit more promise than Kingston and Pittsburgh so far this season. With that, we move on to the direct middle of the pack. Number 8 and number 7. Start us off with fan favorite Mug, the Sunnyside Suicoons.
I am a big Mug fan. I enjoy Mug's gameplay. Their prep is also very, very good. Their roster, while it hasn't been what they're most comfortable with, I think they've been playing it very well and executing it as well as they can. And obviously they won versus Charleston, so I pushed them up a little bit. And they've also won versus Kingston earlier in the season. I definitely think Mug is considered middle of the pack. I don't think they're super great in Unova, but I do think they play very well. They know what they're doing, and they can prep very well. Just not the best roster for them.
Yeah, they recently revamped their roster, and I think it's going to be a lot more comfortable for them playing from this point onward, which is hopefully going to result in more wins, whether the matchups are favorable, unfavorable, the players are better or not better ultimately. I feel like at this point, a better draft strategy than picking some of the most overpowered things, is just kind of building a roster that you're comfortable with. And I have experienced this firsthand. If you don't have a roster you're comfortable with, if you don't have mons that you know how to use and know how to push to their maximum potential, you are not gonna do that great. And I have felt firsthand what this is like, and throughout the season they have made changes to adapt to what they want to use and what they like to use in order to pick up some wins, and I feel like they've been doing that recently, and I feel like they will, with their prep, be able to continue that into weeks to come. And meanwhile, Valiance, I think most of what we have to say is just gouging fire.
Yeah, gouging fire has just been insane. They, I believe in week 5, they won versus Orange, which is obviously a very big win, even if Orange has been a little bit down on his luck lately. I can't really take that away from Valiance. Orange is a very tough opponent, and I think they played very well in their match with Orange, and they've actually have a pretty good record. Only losing to Kingston and Pittsburgh so far. They've beaten even Abbotsford, which is very impressive.
Yeah. And so yeah, they prep well, they played well, they've beaten top opponents, and I can't really add much more except for just gouging fire. Gouging fire is a mon, it exists, and it works. And it works really well. So moving on to number 6 and number 5. I got Jersey and Mary, and you got Jersey and Orange. So starting off with Jersey, he has shown some crazy things in prep, some crazy things in play. I think it has shown fairly well in his record and what he's been able to do this season. I do think sometimes he overpreps, he overcooks, maybe makes a misplay here or there that can cost him the game. But overall, definitely strong player, has a strong roster, strong prep, strong support around him. And overall, he played. He's supposed to play Fix this week, hasn't quite yet, so it makes it a little harder to rank both him and Fix. But for now, I have him at. We both have him at 6. What do you think?
Yeah, it was just kind of hard for me to rank him same way as Fix. They haven't played this week, so it's hard to get a good judge. But I think they've been playing relatively well. They've only really lost to top players in the league, being Orange and Malamars. They've won pretty handily in their other matches, both 4-0 victories. I definitely think that they're a good player. They seem to prep well, and their roster is pretty solid. So I'd say they're above average in Unova.
Right, and then what do you have Orange at 5? Best friends on the same slide.
Well, I can't really say. I couldn't really put Orange higher, considering his loss to Valiance this week. Even if he has been a little bit down on his luck, I do know that he is a very good player though. He can prep well. He is a very dangerous opponent with a very scary roster. I can't really say he is above the other 4, however.
Yeah, hopefully he's on spring break right now, away from college. Hopefully he's able to get his mind right, come back, focus up, and pick up some dubs for himself. He desperately needs it, especially if he wants to get any higher than 5, because we all know that he doesn't like being this low. I have Mary at number 5. I think her play, her prep has been, it's been good. It's been very good. Her and Orange were my toughest spot to rank here. I just think that Orange recently has not shown his best stuff, but I know that he's better. He's capable of better. He's able to do more. I just think that he's not in his right mind right now. And I think after he takes this week to focus up, get back into it, he will come back and show us why he shouldn't be just number 5 and should be one of the top 3 in Unova. Not to take anything away from Mary, the Luscious Law Putties. They have been incredible this season. Coming from 8-0 undefeated in Kalos, coming up and showing people why they deserve to be here throughout the season, and just dominating in some games. I think that Orange is slightly better when he's in his right mind, so that's why I have him ranked a little bit higher. So on to number 4, number 3, we got a lot of differentiating. So go ahead and start us off with your thing with Mary.
I think I gave Mary over Orange because Mary did beat Orange recently, and I believe week 4. So I had to give her that credit. She did lose to Sin City, though it wasn't like a blowout or anything. I do think Mary is a very good player. She knows what she's talking about. Talking with her a little bit in these past couple days, I think she can prep well. She plays well. I can't really say much more than that. Her draft is very scary. I know that too. She has Moon and like Blissey Ape, Skarmory. She also beat Malamars this week, which was a very big win for her.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a big win. I've already talked about Orange. So that's why I have him at 4. I have then Abbotsford at number 3. He's a madman in prep. We'll come up with some of the craziest things. We'll find every single way to counter every single mon, every single set, no matter what you bring. I feel the play is just lacking at times. He is a good player. He's a very good prepper. I've worked with him in prepping and building and everything. But I think that Malamar's showing what they can truly do this season is why I can't quite put Abbotsford above Malamar's. But I don't know, you feel differently, seeing as the rankings are different. So why do you think Malamar's is at number 3?
I thought about it in a very rudimentary way. Malamars has lost to Ben, while Abbotsford has not. Otherwise, Malamars obviously is a very good player. He's shown that he can be very, very dominant in Unova, considering how he started the season until he fought Ben in week 4. I definitely think he's still a good player. I definitely still think he's top 3 in Unova, but I have decided to give Abbotsford the edge considering the week 5 match happening.
Yeah, and with that, we have the top 2 in Unova. Oh lord, it's getting late. We have the Malamars, Agrons, and a unanimous number 1 in Ben, the Alabama Alakazams. Seeing as we both talked a little bit about Malamars and Abbotsford, let's just talk about number 1 in Ben. And
I mean, what more can we really say about that?
Yeah, beat Malamars. Has beaten everyone recently except for Abbotsford this week. I don't know. I don't think it was a prep decision that was made. I don't think it was necessarily play that was bad. I just think he got outplayed a little bit this week. And in saying such, it's not really.
However, let's not say he got completely outplayed. Alabama did get a little bit unlucky, missing both a Zen Headbutt and 2 Draco Meteors.
And I'm not saying he got completely outplayed. I'm saying he got a little bit outplayed. But with that being said, having been unlucky, getting misses, don't use 90% accurate moves. But anyway, still shown they're easily the best in Unova, beating all their top competition. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think we can say much more about Alabama. He's just a really good player, has a really good roster, can prep well.
And with that, that's PBO pre-week 6 power rankings. We're back. We should be back every week, hopefully. And real quick, we just did a stream of watch-throughs, but there's one match we forgot. Sorry, if you wanna pop back in and pull the one up real quick, we can react to it. Someone enlightened us that we missed it.
Mm-hmm.
It is Mary versus New York. Let's see what happens here.
Can we all see it?
I can't yet. I'm just stuck on the slideshow that you're streaming, but. Oh. There we go.
All right. All right, cool. Lightweight. Holy shit.
Scarf.
Yeah, Corona the Blissey. That's crazy that they only did that much. I mean, I know like he's a special attacker, but jeez. Chug Lug.
Chug looks
Love
good.
him.
62% with a switch.
Oh, the body press on the Heatran. Into Stormbringer the Roaring Moon with the taunt. Is this Banded Moon? Or is it like...
It could be. Oh, clear.
It's Clear Amulet, that's right. I remember seeing that now.
HP goggles and center ore. Wonder what that was for.
Rabambi stunts for.
Oh.
Or Sleep Powder or something.
Battle Ball from the Oh no, that's not Rabambi.
Wait a minute.
That's a Zoroark.
Honestly, I think I saw that in the replay. I was like, bro, Rabambi doing damage. Could have fooled me. It did.
I think this Blissey Primarina lasts for like seven turns.
This was tough for Malamars right here.
It's just a lot of seismic tossing.
A lot of Calm Mind, a lot of Draining Kiss. You might just want to put it on hyper fast until it's over.
Alright, there we go.
Eventually, Malamar swaps out after getting a full para.
After the full para, swaps out into Lando.
Good chip.
Love the chop.
Oh my god.
That ape is boosted.
He's online.
Look, he comes in, pause for mine.
Yum yum yum.
Roselli Berry, it's not enough.
Zubby.
Bring in the B. Which clicks U-turn.
Chip.
Back
Solid
in the roaring
U-turn.
mood.
Knock off the lefties.
Lava
Lava
Plume.
Plume.
Burn.
There it
So
is.
sad. Nox still kills though, surprisingly.
Clear Amulets with nice brain.
It is.
It's a choice. No.
Especially into
I
a
know.
double
It's
intimidate.
amulet. On dumb as
140
fuck.
base attacks at Lando Therian. It'll
Oh.
do that to you.
Scarf. The Scarf from Bombi just clean it up.
It needs more
Back
chip
into
on
Blissey.
everything.
Smackdown. Ooh.
Back down. I forgot what that was.
Akon up in this.
Armory.
Yeah, it's definitely Skarmory.
Does Rabambi kill the Valiant?
Into
though?
Rabambi. Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's Scarf
And
and
now
Blaster.
it's GG. Very well played from
Oh.
Mary.
34
Very good
turns.
game.
God damn.
From Mary. With that, that's week 5 in the books. On to week 6. Pick'ems eventually. Power rankings will hopefully be another become weekly again after missing 2 weeks.
Kind of.
Kind of. Here or there, semantics, whatever. But with that is the